Okay, guys, so there's this account on GoFunded that you can get for just $5 and they can give you up to 100K account. Then you now pay the balance after you have passed the account. So if you don't pass the account, you don't pay the balance. If you pass the account, then you can go ahead and pay the balance. So this is called a pay after you pass your accounts or pay later accounts. So pay later accounts are accounts whereby you don't need to pay the whole amount, you just have to pay a token, a kind of commitment, right? So at least you'll be a little bit serious with the accounts, right? Because if it's just giving it out for free, then everybody might just be, playing around with the system, generating login details here and there. So, but this little token at least, add some kind of force you to add some kind of seriousness in trading the account. Then once you pass it, depending on the size of the account, if it's a 100K account, then you have to give the balance. I'm also going to breaking it down in this video. So in this video, I'm going to break down the rules you need to follow when you get this particular account and some of the key things you need to know, especially when it comes to the 20% consistency. And the end of this video, I'm going to show you and tell you how you can trade or how you should trade these accounts if you get an account with them so that you don't break this 20% consistency rule. Now, if you need this account or if you want to get an account, a pay later account from GoFunded, check the link below this video so you can get an account. Now, do they actually pay? Yes, they do pay, because if they do not pay, I will not be recording this video on my channel. So once we head over to their frequently asked questions section. Now, this is where I'm going to be breaking down some of the rules. So as you can see over here, it is a one phase evaluation account, right? So you don't need phase two or phase three or that kind of thing, just one phase. Once you pass that one phase, you get funded. Now, as you can see over here, it says the profit target under the step one evaluation, which is the only evaluation phase, is 4%. Then over here, you have the funded. You don't have any targets, just trade and trade as you go. Let me just put it that way. So daily drawdown over here on the step one is none. So they don't have daily drawdown on this particular account. Instead, what they have is a maximum drawdown of 8%, which you should pay attention. It is a trailing drawdown. So pay attention to that as well. Now on the funded stage, you have a daily drawdown, maximum drawdown, that daily drawdown of 3%. So you should not lose more than 3% at any single day, right? Then they have a maximum drawdown of 6%, which is trailing. Now this is industry standard, right? 6% maximum drawdown, trailing, by the way. Now minimum trading days on the step one evaluation, you don't have any minimum trading. So this simply means that you can take a very good setup and pass this particular account in one trade in one day, and you're going to be good to go. Now, meanwhile, in the funded stage, you need at least three minimum trading days in order for you to be eligible for payout. Now, how do you calculate your minimum trading days? Most people don't understand this yet. So, for a day to be counted as a trading day, you need to make at least 0.5% of that particular account. So let's say, for example, this is you get a 10K account, you should at least make $50 or more for that day to be counted as a trading day. So you need three of those, and it is per payout. So what this simply means is that once you get your first payout, for example, you start trading again, that cycle, this 3 days minimum stuff resets, you start afresh again. So you need to hit another 3 days minimum trading days for you to be eligible for another payout, and it keeps going on and on with every single payout cycle that you have. So over here we have the maximum loss per trade. Now in this particular um place over here, no matter your setup, no matter the strategy you are using on this particular account, you should not have a running loss of up to 2%. So you want to be placing your stop loss around 1%, meaning you want to be risking like 1% on your trade, or maximum, let's say 1.5 or 1.6 or 1.7. But at no point, I don't really recommend 1.7, 1.8, because nobody knows. News might come out, slippage, stuff like that, and it might just hit that 2% without you even knowing. So the best thing is just for you to risk at least 1% or maximum 1.5% when you are trading this particular account, both on the valuation phase and also on the funded phase. Now over here, say consistency rule. Consistency rule over here. Um, Consistency rule, there's no consistency rule on the evaluation phase, but on the step two, which is the funded phase, there's a consistency rule. So I'm also going to tell you how to trade at the end of this video so that you will not violate this particular rule over there. Now, this over here are the types of accounts you can get under this model. You had the 5K, 10K, all the way to the 100K. And these are the amount that you will pay after, only after you pass your phase one, or only after you pass the evaluation. And yeah, you need to pay this amount depending on the account you get, so that you now get your funded account. Now, say, can you pay from your profit? Someone actually asked me this in my DM. If what if they you tell them to give you the account, then that they should deduct it for your profit? Well, it is not possible. First of all, what you are being given is simulated funds. You already know, if you are trading prop firm, you already know what that means. So they're giving you simulated funds. That's number one. Then number two, that is not how it works. It is simply pay after pass. So once you pass, you should pay. It's as simple as that. Now, say these are some of the things I already explained to you. The 4%. Okay, guys. So these are some of the rules I already explained on this video. So as you can see over here, it says a value trading day is when the profit made on that day is at least 0.5% of the initial account balance. So I've explained all this already. I'm going to drop the link to um this particular page so that you can also have access to it and go through it. Or you can just go to the website and go to their frequently asked question section. Then you see this particular write up over here. So this is what I want to explain to you guys. The 20%, yeah, the 20% consistency rule and how you can beat this. So basically, if you are trading, let's say for example, a 10K account, right? What I suggest you do, right, is that you want to be risking at least 1% of this account per trade and targeting 2% or targeting 1.9 or 1.8. Or if you want to go a little bit conservative, all right, in your trading, then you might want to be risking 0.5 and targeting just 1%. There are people who risk 0.25% and target 0.5% once they get funded, because they plan on holding that account for a very long time. So, but if you want to be aggressive, then what you want to do is just be risking like 1%, targets 2%, and stuff like that. So that's basically how to beat this particular rule. Now, it is not easy to stay consistent, but that is why it's a consistency rule, and that is why this is a prop firm. It's not your personal account, so you have to try as much as you can to follow the rules so that at the end of the day you don't have payout issues. But in terms of payouts, they do pay. If they don't pay, I'll be making this video on my channel. You guys know every single thing I talk about on this channel when it comes to um platform that you actually have to put in your money to buy accounts, they pay. If it's a giveaway, I'll tell you it's a giveaway. But when it comes to account profits that you have to purchase with your money, it simply means that I am sure that they actually pay. So good funded pays. Every other profit that I talk about actually pay as well. So guys, if you want to get an account, this particular account, then you want to check the link below. Or if you feel you want to go for the regular models, which is like the normal one step, two step, three step, normal instant, gold bliss, and the rest of them, then link is also in the description. Now you can just compare between the normal accounts and the pay later account, because for the fact that it's a pay later, there are some disadvantage and there are also some advantage. So you have to compare the two of them. But at the end of the day, once you follow the rules on both of the accounts, you still get your payout. So do your comparison, check the link in the description, and get the one that suits your trading style and also your lifestyle as well. So take care, guys, and have a lovely trading week ahead. See you in the next video.